I was invited here tonight to do two nice things. One was to eat pesto, and the other was to introduce Harvey. The first time I came across Harvey Wasserman's name was back in the early 70s in Paul's bookstore in University City. I happened to see a paperback called Harvey Wasserman's History of the United States. As a Jewish person, I knew that any book with a title so steeped in chutzpah had to be worth reading, or at least was worth a prominent position in our living room. I also subsequently bought a copy of the reprinted 2004 edition of Harvey Wasserman's History, but by then I knew Harvey and was already addicted to him and his approach to living on Earth. Now that the Large Hadron Collider began running a few days ago under the French-Swiss border, where particle physicists are trying to figure out how to replicate the Big Bang and create a black hole that devours the Earth, I'm now expecting Harvey to write a book with an even less modest title, like Harvey Wasserman's History of the Universe. We're all fortunate that a big hunk of Harvey's creative energy has been helping to promote such essentials as safe energy, explaining, for example, in understandable and inspirational ways why nuclear power is bad and wind power is good. He has continued making speeches and writing articles and books, including another of my favorite books. He co-authored with Norman Solomon and others a book with a title and facts that I often cite when I talk or write about the insanity of producing nuclear bombs. The creation of nuclear bombs is a project in which St. Louis has been involved since 1942, when a chemical company near downtown began figuring out, in total secrecy from the public and from its own workers, how to purify the first tons of uranium, all the uranium, in fact, that was used in Chicago for the world's first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction, the birth of the atomic age. Mallinckrodt Chemical Works, then, on North Broadway, not only generated the oldest radioactive waste of the atomic age, but it continued purifying uranium for nuclear weapons for 25 years. It was also one of the many corporations nationwide that weakened and shortened the lives of the workers in the name of national security. That is the ultimate irony of the misleading goals of manufacturing and testing nuclear bombs for peace and of operating nuclear power plants for energy. As Harvey's book title, Killing Our Own, explains, we are damaging our planet, our own people, and other nations' people. That is Harvey's book title, and to repeat the ultimate irony, we are indeed killing our own. Because we are fortunate to have decent, talented human beings like Harvey, I think there is hope. You're in for a treat this evening. Here's one of my all-time heroes, Harvey Wasserman.
That kind of introduction, I should just say good night. Kay is one of my truly great heroes. She has made this world a better place. She and her husband Leo have been with us forever. She's someone who really understands how to make change and has done it all these years, and I want to applaud her. So thank you very much, Kay. I just came from Columbia, where we had a good gathering, and one of the things that we had there was this petition from Markheim to stop the quip bill, and it is something that has to be done. These are the bumper stickers, and I'm going to pass these out. Actually, Mark, if you would come grab them and pass them around, that would be terrific. Please do sign. We have a challenge here with quip, which needs to be met, and to keep this state from having another of these lunatic nuclear plants. There's another issue I'm going to talk about in a little while. We're going to make a webcast of this piece, so I'm going to talk first and foremost about energy, but this is a book. I happen to live in Columbus, Ohio, and I will tell you without any shadow of a doubt that the 2004 election was stolen. The one thing that Americans can say with pride about George W. Bush is that we have never elected him President of the United States. And so this is about that. I do have some copies here. They're all $10. And I'm going to talk about that after we do the major piece about energy. This is my most recent book about energy. It's called Solartopia, and it was inspired by the need I thought was a need to have a vision of what the world will look like once we get rid of King Kong, which is coal, oil, nukes, and gas. I don't know where I came up with that, but I have seen all three versions of the movie King Kong, and what's killing our planet is coal, oil, nukes, and gas. We are being strangled by the fossil and nuclear industries into a situation where we will not survive on this planet if we don't get rid of fossil and nuclear fuels. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Between global warming, other forms of pollution, and economic destruction, we absolutely cannot stand to live on this planet if there are any more nuclear plants built, and even if the ones continue to operate, and if we continue to burn coal and gas and oil. It is simply not going to work. And so we have to come up with solutions. We have to come up with alternatives, and thankfully we have. And I'm going to talk about how we transform our nation and our planet into a solartopia where we do get our energy from renewables. And in fact, renewables now have boomed ahead to the point where I no longer call solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, increased efficiency, revived mass transit. That's no longer alternative energy.